Good evening, folks. How we doing? This show was scheduled for Thursday, but then Friday happened, and then all kind of stuff, and now it's Sunday. And as we know, the Phillies and Pirates played a whole weekend of ball, and I brought on my good buddy Ryan. He's going to break it down for us a little bit. We're going to talk about the game, see what we thought, and I'm going to bring him in, and we're going to get the show rolling. Let's go, Ryan. How are you, sir?
Oh, what up, man? I'd be better if the Phillies won the series at home this weekend, but a split isn't the worst thing in the world either.
I was in a Bucko chat, Ryan, and I said I would be very happy with a split, but wouldn't be surprised if we got split.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the perspective of the road team, right? That's what you're looking for in those 4 game sets. You want to go in and split. That's a win for the Pirates. And as far as the Phillies are concerned, starting out a 10-game homestand with a split is not ideal. But ground can be made up in these next 2 series against the Rockies and the White Sox.
Hope so. These Rockies are like streaky, then they just die. So you might want to keep your eye on that. Tolliver's been rather hot for them lately. For the Rockies right now, I did notice that. Um, McCann obviously is always dangerous a little bit, but we're not looking into that series. But I just want to tell you, it won't be an easy one.
No, I mean, realistically, 2 out of 3 in each series, I'd be okay with. You just got to win the series at home, especially against bad teams, and then finish the homestand 6-4. Not fantastic, but it's acceptable.
Now, does that concern you? Like, would you drop Harper out of that 3-hole yet? Would you look at moving him down to try and make him wake up a little bit?
No, I think I wouldn't, just because, one, there's so many players in the Phillies lineup that are struggling to hit the ball right now. Like, who are you going to put in the 3-hole that's actually producing would be the first question. But the second piece to that is I still think it's too soon to judge, performances, right? Like, this is the first, full season we're going to get of Harper, unless something, there's an injury or of some sort. But I would say, about 150 plate appearances or so is when we should start looking to make some drastic changes like that. But I expect Bryce Harper to turn it around.
I do too. I was just thinking, why not drop him down a little bit? Maybe take a little bit of pressure off him. I don't. He looks like he's just struggling. Like it looks like he looks like he's under a lot of pressure out there. And I mean, Kyle Schwarber went over for 4 today too. And but you expect that from him because he's either home run or strikeout.
I mean, yeah, he's just struggling to see the baseball right now. You can tell by some of his swings. He's just not picking the baseball up out of the pitcher's hand, and it ebbs and flows of a baseball season. If this stretch for Harper had happened, in the middle of July, people would just chalk it up as ebbs and flows. But because it's the beginning of the season, everybody wants to panic that they didn't come out hot right away. I mean, it could be the next 2 series he could go 8 for 18 and bring the average back up, and nobody's going to say anything. It'll look right. So I chalk it up to ebbs and flows. The offense will come around eventually. This is an offense been top 10 in the league the last 2 years in most major statistical categories. So I'm not too early to be concerned
right now. I know it's early. I know we're not even out of April yet, but I mean that would be a concern. I mean, I think he went over 4 today, went over 4 or 0 for 5 on Saturday too, I believe. And I don't know. That was just one of my concerns for you guys, not us, obviously. I mean,
yeah, I'm not super worried about it.
But Trey Turner's hot for you guys.
I think he had a good game today. I wouldn't say he's hot. Until the home run today, which was his first of the year, we had struggled to see him, pop from his bat when he was getting base hits. There were singles, and obviously he can steal his way in the scoring position. So, but we still need him to come around a little bit more consistently too. I mean, him, Castellanos, Romuto started out hot. It's going a little cold. Schwarber, it's everybody really.
what really surprised me was Zach Wheeler today. Good game, good pitch. What? Oh, excuse me. Up until the Zawinski line drive that just kept going and never stopped. Wheeler was pitching a hell of a game. He had what, 10 strikeouts, three hits, 4 hits.
Yeah, I mean,
Five
you could. There were signs that there were weird signs that he wasn't all the way on today either. I mean, yeah, he had the 10 strikeouts. He wasn't allowing a ton of hits up until that point, but it's because he was spotting the fastball, on a dime. The unfortunate part was he just could not locate his breaking stuff at any point throughout that game. And eventually, when you start flipping through third time through the lineup and guys have seen your stuff enough, you got to be able to locate your breaking stuff, your off-speed stuff, and it just wasn't in the cards for him. So once the third time through the lineup hit, he got beat up a little bit that sixth inning.
Holy shit! Well, I mean, oh my gosh, the Phillies shut down our two top. They went 0 for 5, Reynolds and Cruz.
Yeah,
I mean,
Cruz seems to be off to a rough start this year too.
I think he's got one home run.
Yeah, and he hit it Saturday.
He's got 2 home runs. 2 home runs, 11 guys, and 17 hits. He's batting 264. Coming back off the injury, Ryan. I don't know. It's hard to judge this team. I mean, if you look at O'Neill Cruz, he wouldn't even be your DH on your team.
Well, it's because I mean, we've got. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, from just on paper, probably not. But I mean, O'Neill Cruz. I mean, he's got some power to his bat, man. Like the home run he hit the other day to the opposite field with the wind blowing in. I mean, looked like an effortless swing, and he put it, multiple rows deep in the left field seats. So,
oh, he's got power. I mean, he's 6'7". He better have power at 6'7". I did hear Wheeler put one over his head today. I started laughing, like up high. I was like, damn, that's a big frame to be throwing high.
Yeah, really, it's hard to miss that high. What do you think about the Pirates' start to the season so far, though? I mean, 11-5, if I'm not mistaken. How long do you expect that to last? Because this team did not. That this was unforeseen for them.
We always start out hot. What are you talking about? I love this Pirates team, but at the same time, Ryan, it's hard to stay very motivated because it feels like. I mean, I want to stay hot, but it feels like the guys like rev it up and then try to get traded at the deadline in July, and then we kind of fade away. Like it's just a weird thing. Like it's like these guys just play their asses off to get noticed by other clubs, and then the trade deadline comes, and I mean, we're in the Central. This is not a very strong division. Cincinnati looks to be the strongest with the way they're hitting the ball, but at the same time, I don't know. Like I'm enjoying it, but you always have that thought in the back of your mind that when's it going to collapse?
A lot of surprising, headlines in the Central, right? You've got Corbin Burns going to Baltimore in the offseason, and somehow, and with Woodruff, on the IL slated to miss the entire season, somehow the Brewers pitching staff is still standing tall, delivering good outing after good outing. Bill and I talked about it on our first week of the season recap. They won every single game by 1 run, but now all of a sudden they have a run differential over 30. They're one of the best teams in the majors. So it's amazing what 2 weeks can do for a baseball team.
What did they add? I don't recall what Milwaukee doing much in the off season.
I mean, I know they added Hoskins. Of course, I know that.
That was a big bat.
Yeah. I expected wholeheartedly, with how last season shaped up going into the offseason, I knew we weren't going to retain him. Or I didn't know it, but that's what I expected.
All right, so the Brewers The Brewers are in first place with only 10 wins. We have 11, but we have more losses, and the win percentage is higher. So if everyone wants to ask, that's why the Pirates are in second, because the win percentage is less than
Yeah,
the.
and that's just, I mean, tiebreaker purposes, but in theory, it's a tie for first because no games back.
Right, but how they word it on paper,
Yeah,
people are all, we're in second, blah, 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 blah. But that's they have to put someone in first. Hey, let's go with the alphabet. How about that? M before P.
yeah. There we go.
I,
Could you
I,
imagine if that was a criteria to decide the division? Oh. But yeah, I mean, it's still surprising. Like, I just feel like the Pirates, really the whole NL Central, the whole middle of the United States when it comes to baseball, highly unimpressive on paper. But I mean, a couple of the teams, Pirates included, really standing out here to start the season.
it's fun to watch. It's going to be high scoring games. It's very rarely going to be 1-2-0. It's always going to be high scoring. It's just like the AFC North and the NFC North. Those divisions were so exciting because they were so explosive, but then they all didn't go anywhere in the playoffs. The Ravens went to the championship game and they lost, but they only had to win one game to get. Not taking anything away from the Ravens, but they were in a weak division.
So is Mitch Keller you guys' number one this year?
Yes, this was the first game he's actually looked good.
Do you expect to see Paul Skeens at all this year?
I hope so, because he had 10 strikeouts down in Indianapolis on Saturday, I believe it was.
Yeah, he's got 19 strikeouts and 9 1/3 innings in AAA.
He should be here by now.
I was genuinely shocked he didn't start the season on the roster.
I was too. I thought for sure they would have had him here. They should have started him at the third game of the against Baltimore, but I mean the whole series got sold out. So that's what they're waiting for. They're gonna wait till they get down a little bit. Then they'll be like, "We're bringing up Paul," and then it'll sell out. Everyone will get excited.
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting situation because, like I said, the Pirates weren't expected to do a ton going into the year. And granted, it is early, but it's one of those things where, like, where do you want this guy to develop? But I mean, very early results in AAA show that he's not getting challenged enough down there. So maybe he should have started in the majors.
He said he was ready.
He looked ready.
Out of the draft, they said this kid was ready to go.
He looked ready against Jackson Holiday in spring training.
That's what I'm saying. They already called Holiday up.
Had his first hit today.
Why is he not? Why I don't understand why Paul's not here. I don't. I mean, it's going to turn into issues with the contract and everything else. Money's always an issue in Pittsburgh, unfortunately, with Bob Nutting. Instead of wanting winners, like Brian, have you ever looked at our lineup up and down?
Yes.
Have you noticed that maybe one or two of these guys would start on a grade A team? Maybe not even start. Like I just said, O'Neill Cruz on your team probably wouldn't even be a DH.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Reynolds has been a coveted asset for a few years by a lot of teams.
But you guys have a pretty good center fielder.
No, I'm saying in general, just like Brian Reynolds would start on some grade A teams. But yeah, I mean, Hayes isn't a bad player.
No, they're not bad players, but
yeah,
I can't see them as being everyday starters on good teams.
I could see Reynolds being an everyday starter on a good team.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean that's what makes good teams is they got dudes everywhere. So I mean, even some good teams don't have dudes everywhere, but they just play well. That's the weird thing about baseball. Sometimes you don't need to have. I mean, thing about the early 2000 ace. I mean, I know people talk about Moneyball, but in reality, they were carried by a few superstars and a hell of a pitching rotation.
Oh, that's the Brad Pitt movie, right?
Yeah.
I never saw it. You figure I
Really?
would be. No, I've never seen it. I've seen a lot of shorts.
I would recommend watching it. It's probably one of my top 3 favorite sports movies ever.
Really?
Yeah.
What are your top three?
8 Men Out, Moneyball, and A League of Their Own is pretty good.
Leaving Field of Dreams out of it. Huh?
Yeah, Field of Dreams. It's hard to pick 3.
Or The Natural. I like The Natural. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, Field of Dreams is up there too.
Right?
So many good sports movies. I mean, Miracle. It's a good sports movie.
That's the Herb Brooks.
Mm-hmm. Who has never seen the movie?
Oh, he died after it came out.
Yeah.
Or it came out after he passed. After he rolled his truck on the interstate. Right? Is that what he did? I think that's what he did. He rolled his
What?
van. Didn't Herb Brooks die on like rolling his van on the interstate?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are your top 3?
Top 3 sports movies. I would go Natural, Field of Dreams, obviously. Third one. See, the bad thing is, Ryan, I'm not a movie guy. I'm not.
My heart.
I would say 42.
That's a good one too. Chadwick Boseman plays a really good Jackie Robinson.
I did see almost all of that movie. So
is that how you grade them? How if you've seen all of it or not?
I don't know. Like I work so much. Like if I sit down and start watching a movie, I'm out, dude. Like it's really like it's been like that like my whole life. My friends are all talking about like they'll have the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon and relate everything back to Kevin Bacon. and I can't play that game because I don't know any of the movies. And then even if I saw the movie, and I'm like, I don't know any of the characters. So it's like I can't play this game, boys. So I would just drink. I would just sit there and drink.
Sounds like me during this whole Phillies Pirates series. Outside of Castellanos showing up, for once this year. I mean, it wasn't a great series from the bats perspective. I mean, even game 2 when Bailey Falter shut us down, right? Chris Sanchez did not deserve to lose that game, but the offense just provided him no help.
I thought Saturday's game was going to be the high scoring game, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have pegged Wheeler Keller to be the high scoring one, but I mean, Wheeler, like I said, just could not get a command for his breaking ball or his off speed pitches, and third time through, bit him in the ass.
Boom doesn't make that error. It's a whole different inning.
Oh, sure.
Real Mutu doesn't throw the ball into center field. Whole different inning there too.
No, McCutchen would have scored anyway. That inning wouldn't have changed because the next pitch, Hayes struck out.
Right, but like maybe if they didn't throw it into center field, they might have got him because McCutchen was only like halfway down the line.
Yeah, I mean it would have been a close play regardless. I think they scored it right, but yeah, I think that I think McCutchen had it stolen, and it looked like the guy running the second had every intent on just getting into a rundown and calling it a quit. Because as soon as the throw came close to second base, he stopped running.
I did not know that part because I was at work. And
yeah. So, which was a weird play call with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Romero catches the second strike, throws down, and the runner, as soon as the ball passes the mound, stops. And then, of course, the throw goes into center field. Obviously, his intent is to get into a rundown so McCutchen can score, but that's just such an odd play with 2 outs because if it doesn't work, then you just ran yourself out of the inning.
And you ran, went left on base too.
Yeah, but I mean, it did work out because Ramiro. Yeah.
This series, did you?
What's up?
Catch left on base per game of this series?
I mean, I didn't look at the numbers, but I can take a look now. I really don't want to because
it was bad. It was bad for both teams.
Yeah. I mean, even some of the games that like the Phillies won, like even today for the Pirates, like O'Neal Cruz had a terrible game. Like there are certain things that just stood out where like teams.
0 for 5. And Cruz both 0 for 5.
0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. I think. I don't even think he put the ball in play.
I know he had 3. That was the last I heard of the game. Actually,
I know for sure he had 4. I don't remember what he did in his last at bat because at that point I started making some food. I was like, yeah, this is we're cooked.
Well, it's 3-1 Dodgers, just to let you know.
Yeah, I'm looking at that now too. I need them to put up some more runs.
It just says 0 for 5 in the stat sheet. It doesn't say how many Ks.
Here we go. I got you.
We did have a milestone today with Andrew McCutchen's first home run of the season, number 300 on the year.
Yep. Cruz only struck out 4 times. Michael Taylor struck out 4 times too. He went 0 for 4 with 4 Ks.
What did Reynolds do? I know he was 0 for 5. Did he put the ball
0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts.
That's 10 right there.
Hayes 2 for 4. Rowdy Tellez, who's been, 2 for 4. McCutchen 2 for 5. Sawiniski 2 for 4 with the granny. Joey Bart. I didn't even realize Joey Bart was a Pirate until he walked to the plate today.
That was a quiet signing.
Yeah, I remember Joey Bart like supposed to be the heir apparent for Buster Posey in San Francisco, and it just did not pan out over there.
Pick whatever their number 1 pick in that year. I remember Joey Bart was supposed to be like. So here's an interesting stat in Buster Posey's career of 1,368 games. How many pass balls did he?
It was something crazy like 19. Like it's something so low. I know what you're talking about.
27.
Yeah, it's something that's just nuts.
Yeah, I was kind of in shock.
That's like a couple years worth, even for like decent catchers.
And he went through some bad pitchers.
Yeah, he went through some really good pitching though too.
Yes, he did. They won.
Kane, Lincecum, Bumgarner.
2 World Series?
3. 10, 12, and 14.
3, okay. I can't remember. I don't keep track of San Francisco. It's not my job.
I keep track of San Francisco in 2012 when they beat us in 6 games in the CS. Or 2010, excuse me.
Right, you and Gina had that conversation. I believe.
What?
You and Gina had that conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, 2010 broke my heart.
Nothing you can do about it now.
No, sure can't. Except reminisce on what could have been.
You could be like Scotty Scheffler right now and just running through the field like a madman.
Well, I didn't, win the Masters, for multiple times. So I probably would have if I'd done that too.
That dude's going to be something special.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering, like, I don't know if you caught this, but his wife is pregnant right now.
And really?
And she was due to drop any day of the Masters.
Oh, what do you do at that point?
He said he was going to pack up and leave the minute he got the phone call. Now, if you're the wife and you see your husband in first place, do you call him or just have the baby? Like, I don't know what I would have done.
Like, imagine if it had happened on like 17th hole last day, like, he's securing a comfortable lead. Like, at that point, I got to golf the last hole.
Yeah, because you already have the two. Yeah, what is it? About 2 hours from Augusta to Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's at in Texas, so I don't know where he lives. But he lives somewhere in the state of Texas, so that's where he was going back to. But yeah, what like with the what would you do? Like you're going into labor. Do you call your husband and be like, "Yo, you got to quit," or do you wait till like he's ready to put on the green jacket and be like, "Yo, the baby's here. You got to go."
Yeah. Hey, you got to skip all the ceremonies. Yeah. You got to go.
Well, yeah, we were like that was something that played into a lot of fantasy this weekend.
Yeah, I know. I know Bill put a bet down for Scotty to win the Masters, so good thing it worked out for him.
I think a lot of people had a bet on Scotty to win the Masters. I know I had him in my DFS. So
There's golf. I mean, I'm not even surprised that there's golf DFS. I just don't play it.
oh yeah, there's everything.
Yeah, there's everything DFS.
Anything. I mean, UPL soccer. There's lines for it on FanDuel.
Probably sure there's table tennis.
If I did, I never looked. There might be table tennis in like the casino part, the casino where you
like the sports book. I know there is. For the one that's in Florida.
You guys got the Hard Rock down there, huh?
Yeah, they monopolize the gambling. Like Prize Picks worked for about 6 months here, and then they shut it down.
Too many people winning, or what?
What?
Or too many people winning, or what?
No, just Hard Rock has a monopoly on sports betting in Florida.
So do they have like a Prize Pick thing now because they shut it down? Prize Pick?
No, I mean they have everything that like a standard sports book would have. The user interface is kind of weird, but they're making improvements, so it looks a little better than it used to.
Is that all that works? Does FanDuel work in Florida?
Yes, yeah, like the DFS portions of it do, but not the sports book portion.
Not the casino part.
Yeah.
Huh, that'd be a bummer, I guess. So, like, what about Caesar Sportsbook?
Nope.
Ryan, I like what you've done to your background.
Yeah, I know. I decorated a little bit. It's nice. I moved into the house, set up my own office. Once the Flyers stop disappointing me, they'll get like their proportional share of stuff on the wall. But until then, they get just the one banner.
I want to have a picture of Torch like going nuts.
Yeah, so I mean, I got a pretty decent photo here. Well, actually, you'll like this.
You got signed baseball. Greg, I can't make it out right.
Think about famous Phillies named Greg. Lazinski.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. What else you got? Ooh, I don't know what that one is.
Shortstop.
Ray Turner?
Larry Boa.
Larry Boa. Used to be your coach, too.
Yep.
Thanks. Can't wait.
I
just let everyone know I got home late, so my background sucks today.
And it's covered with Indian stuff. Speaking of which, I mean, I'm surprised. I'm curious as to how long they hold that first place spot in the AL Central with Bieber going out.
I think they're tied right now.
Their pitching has been lights out this year.
Well, the Yankees walked in and just said that's no more. Yeah, the Royals and Cleveland are both 10-5, 10-6, but the win percentage for the Indians gets them in the first place.
Yeah, I mean the Indians and Royals have allowed the least amount of runs in the entire MLB this year.
Dude, Bobby Witt Jr. is on fire.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
fire. Crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, let's see. I know he's one of the top hitters. Yeah, he's hitting 333, and Salvador Perez, who I feel like is 48 years old, is batting 339.
He just gets big hits. But you got 6 home runs already, I think.
Yeah, I think so. He's dropped four. Yeah, but I mean, still.
Is Stephen Kwan still leading the AL in batting average?
No, Justin Turner is.
I was just curious because I know he's batting like 389 last I looked.
Yeah, I think Justin Turner is number one at 386 for the Jays.
He's turned his career around, going above the border.
Yeah, well, I mean, Boston killed his career essentially. When the Dodgers let him walk, I thought it was over.
I mean, everyone has to give you an opportunity. It's what you make of it.
Yep.
Well, but, I know you work at the Ass Crack of Dawn.
Yeah. Sure.
You got to be up probably 5 o'clock, I think you said.
Yeah, I'm up at 5 every day.
Is it becoming like an alarm clock yet?
I wake up. No, I probably wake up around 6 on my own. But generally on days I don't need the alarm clock, I'm usually going to bed a little later the night before, like 10:30.
Right, like I'm holding you up right now. You're past your bedtime, and I thank you for coming on. Obviously.
Nah, man, it's all good. I wanted to take the time to sit down and chat baseball for half an hour. I figured I could make the time.
Right. I know we talked about the series, talked a little bit about what's going on around the league. One thing I want your take: did he bet or did he not bet?
Oh, he absolutely did. I don't care how much money you make. There's no way you can convince me you didn't know $4.5 million was gone.
Right. I completely agree. And Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire should be appealing their decisions not to get in the Hall of Fame right now. I know I would.
Yeah, I mean, Pete Rose was just one interpreter short of being Hall of Famer, I guess.
I feel he should be in there as a player, not a coach.
I mean, yeah,
Why can't they let musicians get in for being a producer, a singer, and whatever else. I mean, look at Stevie Nicks. She's in there 3 times?
Yeah.
3 different people. Why can't they let? And then Barry Bonds never failed a test. Was he just taking creatine? Was he taking the shit over the counter? No one knows. I don't care if that Greg dude took the bat for him or not. We don't really know what Bonds was doing.
I mean, I think that's pretty.
Because I know my buddy was doing that creatine shit, and his head was blowing up. Not creatine, whatever the bodybuilding shit was back in the 90s. Was it creatine?
Yeah.
It was. But I mean, his head was getting bigger, and like he's like, I need to buy a bigger hat and shit. So I mean, that I feel that had a lot to do with it, because there's one thing that you can't take away from someone, and that's their hand-eye coordination.
My mic's jacking up here.
I hear you.
Yes, but I also hear like my feedback.
You get any button?
Hello. All right, I'm good now.
But yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts. On that real quick.
He absolutely bet. Absolutely.
So
can't convince me otherwise.
So the Ohtani bets meme, that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then they had the Ohtani and Freeman one come out afterwards. That was pretty funny too.
I didn't see that one. Oh yeah. You know, I did see that. Yep. I know what you're talking about.
But
awesome.
there's no way that there's no way. I mean, someone said one of the stats was so bad the one game for Otani, and like the interpreter made a lot of money that night. I don't know. I'm not buying this crap. I know he's
I
the face of baseball right now. Is just about to be caught betting. We got to sweep this away.
yeah, for sure. I would like to believe that he didn't change the outcomes of games intentionally or try to because of betting, but at the same time, like, how once you jump down the rabbit hole, how deep does it really go?
Right? Why did the feds clean this up real quick? Why did they clean this up so fast?
Yeah, like how did he just get caught now?
Right? Like did someone in the Angels organization get pissed off because he left and say something? No one really knows even how it came out.
That's usually how a lot of this stuff comes out. Like I know with the Astros scandal and them cheating, it was an anonymous player text or something like that. I think it was Josh Reddick because he sucked anyway. But
I haven't heard that name in a while.
the last thing I remember is everybody balling out that series except for Josh Reddick. He hit like 190 in the whole postseason.
People getting the beeps.
He's like, man, I'm not cheating. And then he sucks. It's like, this is bullshit. I'm mad. It was either him or one of the pitchers who was like, yeah, I'm not going to rat on you until after I leave.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess Verlander comes back soon for the Astros too.
Yeah. Should
I,
they need him.
especially with Valdez going down.
Yeah. Christian Javier had a very good start today. 7
Did
innings,
he?
2-run ball.
Nice. Well, Ryan, how do people get a hold of you? I'm grateful you stopped on. We're gonna have to do this one day when I get out of work earlier in life, and we could actually have a nice roundtable conversation. I miss talking to Bill actually too, so tell him I said
Yeah, I
hello.
mean, maybe I can convince him to get on the show one of these days. But you can find me on Twitter at BSing_sports. My handle is right down here. Down there.
Right?
Yeah, answering tweets at all hours that I am awake.
Gotcha. I am sports talking it. Tomorrow night we are doing the channel only. I was gonna tell you, Ryan, but we don't do it channel only. We're doing our first mock draft as a whole team. So everyone that usually has their teams will have their teams, but they're gonna have to draft for other teams too to make the first round go by. So it should be entertaining.
Yeah. I'm curious as to how much, just the offensive bias of the world gets into play. Because, you see these mock drafts and it's like they got like 12 consecutive offensive players to start the draft, like skill position players. It's like, it's not going to go like that.
I just know I wouldn't pick Caleb Williams.
We'll have to dive into that topic another time. I'm getting old.
Oh my gosh, there it is. I heard on the radio today things you say about getting older, and there it is.
Is it I'm getting old?
Yeah, the topic was things you say when you're getting older.
I'm getting old. I say it all the time now. That's a good one. Things you say when you're getting older.
Do you know I have this?
Nice. Is that a Washington? No, LA.
LA. My buddy was in LA during the Trey Turner bobblehead night. And I was like, dude, if you don't want it, I will gladly take it. He's one of my favorite shortstops.
Yeah,
So
he's one of mine too.
I am a Trey Turner fan. I'm also a Seager fan too. For some reason, these shortstops in LA, Rafael Belia or now Mookie Betts, I guess too. I don't know. There's just something about the shortstop position that like gets my attention.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not real sure why the Dodgers ever let Corey Seager walk, but
They couldn't. And look at what he's making in Texas. Jesus.
yeah, I mean, and he's got a World Series MVP under his belt.
He's got two of them.
Yeah. Well, I just mean without the Dodgers.
Well, the one was with the Dodgers, one was with the Rangers.
Mhm.
He got MVP in both series.
Yep. Dude's a beast.
Yeah. There's not. Yeah, I was always a fan too of Rafael Furcal.
Yeah, Furcal was a good one. I liked Furcal more than I liked Reyes, but I liked Rollins more than I liked both of those guys.
Well, that's your guy, of course.
Yeah.
Like I like Jay Bell and Chico Lean. They could turn double plays.
Yep. But
But
yeah,
anyway, Ryan, I thank you for popping on. I know you gotta get up early, and we'll get this together. Maybe we'll get the old gang back together. We'll bring us all back.
oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Even Tom made a guest appearance the other day, so that was good.
Nice, nice. I'm sure he had a lot to say about the Red Sox.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love hearing his takes, man. They're awesome. Uh, I haven't heard from Logan though. I don't even know if he's on Twitter anymore.
I talked to him the other day, earlier this week or last week, I guess.
I'll have to send him a text. I know he's reborn again, trying to do
Yeah,
better.
he
I
yeah
can't.
he
That's awesome for him, man. He was on a bad path, I guess.
yeah. I mean, he sounds like he's doing much better. I think not watching the Cardinals helps.
Yeah, they're like, well, yeah, that's an awful. They're what 6-9.
Yeah.
They're not off to a great start.
No, Arenado and Goldie need to go somewhere.
Oriano just hit his first home run of the year the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that. But Ryan, I thank you for coming on, buddy. And
Yep. Thanks for the invite.
I'm gonna whoop your ass this year in Dynasty. Now that we're in the same league.
Probably.
No, my team is awful.
I find really creative ways to lose in the semifinals year in and year out to ensure that I don't get paid any money. So that's
Did you see
my
the
mantra.
trophy? Did you see the trophy we need?
No.
Let me show you real quick before we get off.
Nice. There you go. Love that.
We need this as the trophy. I get to keep it for a year. Hopefully, I get to keep it for longer than that. That's for my other dynasty. That's why whenever all them people were sending me stupid ass fucking trades, I was like, "What?" I was like, "I know what I'm doing, people." Yeah, what they? I don't know. They sent some crazy ass trades.
Hey man, you got to take advantage of the new guy. I've done it.
Yeah, well, I'm not one to take advantage of.
They should know by now that I'm not going to ask somebody to play who has never played before.
Right? Right? I mean, I took the team without even looking at it. So, I mean, I don't have a quarterback. I don't.
No, there's some decent players and decent picks. It's not a great team, but it's workable if you sell the right players.
Yeah, I have to run Danny Dimes. Hopefully, he doesn't fall at the 20, and then I have to run Bryce Young, which he has drops in now. Adam Thielen.
I mean, Bryce, he's got Johnson, he's got Thielen, and then they just got the quarterback coach from Tampa, Dave Canales.
Well, I mean, I hope he turns into something, but I mean, after watching last year, no way. That was
Well,
scary.
the beauty about Dynasty is it doesn't have to be next year.
I know. I'm trying. Hopefully this quarterback sneaks to one of them win my second round.
But yeah, let me get off of here, man. I need to go to bed.
All right, buddy. Hey, everybody that was tuned in, to everyone on the channels, thank you. Everyone subscribe and like on the Driving to the Top Productions YouTube page. And everyone, I don't know if anyone tuned in from your channel tonight. No, not tonight, buddy. Not tonight. But anyway, guys, have a good one.